Greetings, Culturians, and welcome back to the channel. We've got more Marvel for you. I know it's weird. Bunch of Marvel stories all at the same time, but it really is saying a lot about just how much of a failure Marvel has been since Endgame, since everything in Phase 4 and Phase Dive were complete poop shows. We've got a lot to talk about, including the stuff leading into Doomsday, the 3 films that were supposed to save the MCU, which includes Captain Falcon in brave new, I don't know, bicuspid replacement. It doesn't matter. The film was complete garbage. Unfortunately, they wasted the perfect Falcon character, kind of one of the upsides to what was going on with adding characters to the Avengers. But the media has confirmed, finally, at long last, what we already knew. Captain Falcon, or Captain America 4, was a complete bomb, and more than just a poop show. So, we've got to talk about it. Here we go. That's right, Captain Falcon was a epic failure. This was one of the worst films I think I'd seen in a long time related to superheroes. I put this on the same level as Hulk movie with Ed Norton. It was that bad. And again, according to Karina Smith over at Bleeding Fool, this is something fans already knew. We've been talking about it here on this channel since, well, forever ago. But let's see what the media actually says. For years, Marvel Studios could do no wrong. Every film was guaranteed hit. But now, the cracks have been showing and the box office numbers don't lie. Now, this is something that I pay attention to, and so do you, because a lot of you watch my box office review videos from the previous weekend. And while I'm not doing one now, because there's no point, there's really only Avatar left in theaters that's worth talking about, and everything else is kind of trash until we get to spring, which means sometime around March, we can start paying attention again. Brave New World, which kind of wrapped up 2025 as Marvel's biggest financial flop. The blockbuster, I use in quotes, made only $415 million worldwide. Now, that had a $180 million budget for the theatrical production alone, and we're not talking about marketing. It needed to make far more money than this to even be profitable. We can't even consider it break even until it gets to $500 million, which would have been what I call the bare minimum. Speaking of the bare minimum, with marketing, reshoots, and all the rest of the money that they burned through, they didn't really have any reward. So the question is, and this is what everybody's been asking, is the Marvel magic finally fading? I would say that happened a long time ago. Red Hulk and Falcon America just didn't jive with American audiences on Valentine's Day, no less, leading into the Thunderbolts, which didn't do much better. Didn't do much better. It's being awfully kind here, Karina. I appreciate it, but you're looking at $370 million that really didn't add to the overall total to date. Also on top of a Snow White failure that everybody knew was going to happen. $370 million. That movie reportedly cost the same to make, 180, plus another 100 in advertising. 280 all in going into theaters, 370 million. No thank you. This never saw a profit either. The Fantastic Four Final Steps, the third Marvel movie of 2025, may have turned a profit, but doubtful. 521 million maybe get you close to break even, but with a budget of $200 million, 100 million in marketing, and the studio take, which is diminished because the theaters get to make their money, and the cost to, well, sustain the release of the film, the entire brand of Marvel is not only diminished, it's demanding, and it costs an awful lot to maintain the hype and the actors' salaries going into each one of these adventures. And you could say that the problem started long before. The first frame rolled out with Captain Anti-America. Brave New World was delayed multiple times, went through several reshoots, and listed 5 different writers in the final credits. That's insanity. When a movie changes that much behind the scenes, what chance does it have in theaters? Audiences can smell creative confusion from a mile away, and that's, again, putting it kindly. The latest entry tried to juggle too many storylines, including a throwback to 2008's The Incredible Hulk. Viewers showed up expecting an inspiring story about the new Captain America, which nobody asked for in the first place, and found what we're tired of, a political thriller with tons of messaging and lectures that, well, we were already tired from the television version of this particular Captain America saying, "Do better, Senator." Well, I would say do better, Marvel, because this is complete crap. Maybe people are tired of recycled plots. I know I am. We're tired of corporate messaging disguised as entertainment. We're tired of neo-Marxism. We're tired of the feminization of everything in the world around us. And we're tired of you removing the importance of even female politically driven characters from, well, what should have been plainly obvious with a IDF/Mossad agent that was supposed to be there from the very beginning in Safra. It's telling now that this is the second grossing Captain America movie ever made and the 7th worst performer in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. And remember, this is supposed to be Disney's crown jewel. It's got huge names like Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford, Giancarlo Esposito, and you know what? Nobody went. Audiences stayed home. I had to go see it, so you didn't have to. And everything in here was a giant waste. From the villains to the heroes, nobody ever seemed to really understand the role they were playing or convince you that that was actually the character. I would say that Anthony Mackie missed the mark on this one, and it never should have happened. He was a great Falcon. He's a terrible captain. And it just can't be argued. And of course, Marvel isn't done trying. The studio is betting that Spider-Man's Brand New Day, which is coming out this summer, will turn audiences' heads around and facing back towards, well, the movie theater screens. I'm not certain that'll happen. And coming next Christmas, you've got Doomsday, which I'm going to say is already pretty doomed, which we talked about last week. Marvel used to do it the right way. They built an empire on stories that fans could believe in, on characters fans could believe in, and on heroism and just the typical hero's journey. I know I am. What about you? This is the part of the video where I ask you to give me your comment. Do you think Captain America Brave New World was a good idea? Do you think it was a good film? Do you think I've been too harsh on it? Do you think it was profitable, which clearly it wasn't? And do you think that maybe Marvel should have figured out before this point that they need to start appealing to the mainstream audience again instead of that tiny little niche that doesn't exist called a modern audience? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And as always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya. Just probably not watching Marvel.